Awarded annually, the VFW Hall of Fame Award is given to an individual whose distinguished service is rendered through outstanding contribution in the field of entertainment. This award recognizes the service to our nation's veterans or armed forces in the form of entertainment. Actor, comedian, writer, producer, director, United States Marine Corps veteran, and VFW Life member, Rob Riggle, encompasses every sense of what it means to receive the VFW Hall of Fame Award. During the troop surge in 2007, Riggle spent a week in Iraq visiting with the troops through the USO's Operation Feel the Heat. From makeshift stages in 120-degree heat, he brought them that needed laughter and immeasurably boosting their morales. You know, Riggle is known for memorable characters in many comedy hits, like The Hangover, and for his stint as a correspondent on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. He's also appeared in comedy classics such as Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, Step Brothers, and The Other Guys, and more. And when he broke into comedy, Riggle was still on active duty in the United States Marine Corps. You think there's a relationship there, comedy, Marine Corps? I don't know. Which he initially joined at the age of 19. Rising through the ranks, Riggle served in various countries, including Albania, Liberia, Afghanistan. Lieutenant Colonel Riggle retired from the Marine Corps Reserve, having served over 20 years and earning more than 21 medals. He's filmed segments of The Daily Show as senior war correspondent, delivering comedy from the war zone to the living rooms across America with honor and esteem, showing America that among all the sacrifices that American troops were making, sense of humor was not one of them. Throughout his career, Riggle has earned and maintained our respect and admiration through his legacy of service to our country. And today, publicly, we wish to thank Riggle for his service and are proud to present him the Veterans of Foreign Wars 2016 Hall of Fame Award. May I present Rob Riggle. Well, you got a hat on, you got a salute. Yeah. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Good to go. VFW Hall of Fame Award and Gold Medal presented to Rob Riggle in heartfelt recognition of his fervent love of country and indomitable American spirit he expresses so dynamically. His generous efforts to sustain and improve the morale of the United States service members through his comedic talent and is a reflection of his patriotism as well as enthusiastic support of our service members, thus earning him the utmost respect and sincere admiration of the veterans of foreign wars of the United States. In witness whereof we have hereunto set our hands in the official seal of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States this 26th day of July 2016, approved by the National Council, signed by John A. Bajetsky, Jr., Commander-in-Chief, and John Hamilton, Adjutant General.
Wow, thank you. Good morning. That was quite an intro. I'm pretty awesome. Well, first of all, I want to thank the VFW leadership, Chief there, John Bajetsky. Thank you very much for that wonderful intro. Also, thanks to the rest of the leadership, Francisca Guilford, John Hamilton, Bob Wallace, and Larry Maher. It looks like mayor, but it's just Maher. That's a Bishop Miege thing, I'm sure, right? Okay, that's what I figured. All right. I am very honored to be here today. I thank you very much for this award and this honor. Standing among you is truly amazing. I feel very humbled First of all, I apologize. I don't have a tie on. I forgot it. It's not that I'm trying to be all Hollywood on you. I just forgot my tie. It happens sometimes. I will say that I think we're all here for the same reason, the air conditioning. Am I right? Somebody asked me earlier, are you going to tell in jokes? You're going to do a bunch of jokes? Well, I don't have a whole lot of time to be up here, so I've only got a couple minutes. And I don't know any clean jokes, so the answer was no. I'm not going to do any, but, well, I know one, I guess. It might be clean enough. I think it's clean enough I could share with you. And you probably heard this one because you're all salty veterans, God bless you. Apparently there's this Army guy who died, and that happens sometimes. And he went to heaven, and I was standing at the gates talking to St. Peter, and St. Peter's like, come on in. And he's like, I'm not going in there if there's any Marines in there. And he's like, well, you don't have, St. Peter's like, well, you don't have to worry about it. There's no Marines in heaven, I promise you. He's like, well, good, because those guys made my life, pretty hard down on earth. He said, don't worry about it. So the Army guy goes in, he's walking around heaven, there's pillars everywhere, it's beautiful, angels flying around. First thing he sees, this sharp-dressed Marine in dress blues just goes marching right by him. Scares the tar out of him. He runs back out to St. Peter and he says, hey, I thought you said there were no Marines in heaven. He said, oh, that's just God. He thinks he's a Marine. You might notice I have on two pins today. One is mine and one is my grandfather's. My grandfather was a proud member of the VFW. He was in the 8th Army Air Corps, served in World War II over in Europe, in the European theater. He was an intel staff sergeant for the 8th Army Air Corps. I think he wanted to be a pilot, but he did his job. He did it well, and he even stayed after the war was over and went around and found the remains of downed air crews so he could bring those soldiers home. He would have loved to have been here. He's passed on now, but he would have loved to have been here. He was a very proud member of the VFW. That's why I'm wearing his pin today. My pin, people ask me all the time, how did you go from Marine Corps to acting and comedy? Well, I think most Marines could make it in acting and comedy, if you ask me. I think they all want to be comedians. I was a theater and film major in undergrad. I had my pilot's license in undergrad. When you graduate as a theater and film major, you're going to be a waiter for a long time. But I got an air contract with the Marine Corps. I always wanted to serve my country, so I did. That's the beautiful thing about this country. You can have more than one dream. You can have as many dreams as you want, and you can pursue them all. So that's what I did. I just set my mind to it and did it. And again, it's a wonderful thing. I served in Afghanistan. I did 9 years active, 14 in the reserves. On 9/11, I was in New York City. My reserve unit was the only reserve unit in Manhattan, so when they closed the bridges and the tunnels, we were activated actually on the night of September 11th. The next morning, September 12th, I reported to Ground Zero and began working on the bucket brigades, moving rubble by hand from Ground Zero. Did that for 6 days, 12 hours on, 12 hours off with my unit. I was devastated like every other American. I was also, I'll just say it, I was pissed off. And I was a captain in the Marine Corps. My country was just attacked, so I volunteered to go back on active duty. And I had a green badge at the time, so I knew they'd need me. They picked me up on November 10th, 2001, Marine Corps birthday. I reported to CENTCOM on November 17th, and I was in Afghanistan on November 30th. And so 20 days from the time I got my orders in New York City, I was in Afghanistan. And if you ever wonder why we have a reserves, that's why we have a reserves right there. As I stand here, I was thinking about what I wanted to say because I only had a couple minutes, and I'm getting to the end here. But I was thinking about an old story. that I read as part of my PME, my professional military education, about the first captain of the USS Essex, Captain David Porter. In the War of 1812, in 1814, he was given the task of sailing out to the Pacific and wreaking havoc with the British whaling fleet out there. But before he set sail, he said he assembled his crew, and he said, "I'm only taking people with me who want to go, who are prepared for the hardship and the fight that lays ahead." And so he said, I want you to take 7 steps forward if you're willing to come with me. And he turned his back and he waited. And when he turned back around, the entire formation hadn't moved. So he laid into them like only a captain can, called them cowards, called them every name in the book, until finally one of his lieutenants stepped forward and said, "Sir, the entire formation took 7 steps forward." And that's when he realized everybody was with him. And when I look out here, I see a group of people that at one time in their life took 7 steps forward. So thank you for your service. We got an exciting day. I think the Donald's going to be here today. And I have no opinion on that. I'm not going to say a word about that. Enjoy your day. Thank you.